Hi, YouTube family. Today I want to talk about when the narcissist supplies contact each other. Da da! Or dum dum dum. I don't know which one to go with. But here's the deal: when the supplies decide to contact each other, and usually it'll be the new supply who just got discarded, is swirling around and they have no idea what just happened. They just got completely knocked off their feet, right? Just like you were, just like I was. And we're wondering what in the heck just happened. We're spinning and we want to reach out to somebody who would understand, because nobody else seems to understand that this person that we just left was a narcissist, and what that does to your brain, what that does to your heart, what that does to your spirit. It's just incredibly damaging, and you feel like you've been blindsided. So you want to reach out to the ex, the first ex, or some previous ex, or if you might be the first ex, the new supply wants to reach out to you and get some confirmation, and they're hoping like you guys could actually understand each other because you both went through the same thing. But that can have multiple results, and I want to talk about that today. We sometimes, and I know I have felt that way, have wanted to reach out to an ex, thinking like, oh my gosh, we're going to have so much in common. We're going to be able to talk about all the crap that we just went through and did, and compare notes. That's essentially what we're trying to do, right? We're going to compare notes. We're going to see what did he or she do to you? What did they do to me? And we're going to find out a lot of the same games were played, a lot of the same tactics were used, and we're going to realize, I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the one who is absolutely nuts and horrible or mean or all the things that the narcissist accused me of, right? So you're hoping that you're going to be able to connect with somebody who had just or already years ago or months ago gone through what you are now just going through. And unfortunately, for some people, the result is not a good one. You're not going to possibly find someone who can connect with you. Instead, you might find this. You might find someone who's extremely angry because they're still bitter. They're bitter because you might have been the reason that they broke up. Maybe the narcissist was cheating with you when they broke up, when they got discarded, and they blame you. And I've seen this so many times that it's really, really sad to see. But I've seen it in comments and I've seen it in life where the person cannot stop blaming the new supply. So every time a new supply comes into the narcissist's life, the old supply will blame the new supply instead of the narcissist. They assume that it's the new supply that causes all the problems in their relationship with the narcissist, or is the reason the narcissist no longer will talk to them. They think it's the new supply's fault. And in some cases, it might be. It might be very true that the new supply cheated with the person the narcissist cheated on or cheated with on you. But we have to keep putting the blame back on the narcissist. Unfortunately, when you reach out to a previous ex, you might be received with anger. They might lash back out at you and tell you that you deserve whatever you're getting, and they may not talk to you. And that's the worst part of it, right? Like, they might do that. Actually, there's more that's terrible that could be coming your way. But first, I want to say about the good things. Sometimes you might be received with this. You might be received with, oh my gosh, yes, I'm doing so much better now, and you're not the crazy one. And if you get away from the narcissist, your life is going to be so much better. And the old supply could be very helpful, in, and actually may even want to hear your side of the story, because for a long time, the old supply has been feeling like they're the crazy one, and that your relationship, the new supply and the narcissist, your relationship is healthy and happy and doing great, because that's what it looks like on social media. And that's what it looks like when they see you around town, like you're holding hands and you're smiling, you're kissing. And they're so happy to know that, not just that because, they're not just happy that you broke up, but they're happy to know that it wasn't them. It was the narcissist, because the common denominator in both breakups is the narcissist. So you might be received with this, and you may be able to share stories. You might be able to share some of the tactics that they use, the things that grossed you out about the narcissist. You might actually start bonding, right? I mean, that's the best scenario. You guys might actually start bonding and feeling like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common, and the narcissist is a total jerk, right? And that would be great. But sometimes you, or most likely, are going to be received with skepticism. Or if you're the old supply and the new supply comes to you, it might be a good idea to be a little bit skeptical, before you jump all in and start sharing all the stories that you have about the narcissist. And the reason for that is sometimes the new supply is only on a little break with the narcissist, because the narcissist is driving them crazy, is threatening to leave and all that. And so the new or they're cheating on the new supply already, and the new supply thinks, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they want to contact the old supply. But the new supply might still be in love with the narcissist, might still want to go back to the narcissist. And if that happens, the new supply will take whatever you say right now back to the narcissist. So you might want to be a little standoffish. You might want to be like, oh my gosh, why are you coming to me? What is going on? Are you really separated from the narcissist? Is it really over? Or are you coming at me to try to get ammunition when you go back to the narcissist to talk more about me? So we have to be very, very careful. And if the old supply seems like they're very mean or standoffish, don't blame the old supply for that. It's because of the abuse and the damage that we received. That's why the old supply is having a hard time receiving you with open arms. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have a narcissist, but in this perfect scenario, the old supplies would actually be able to connect and share stories and heal together. Unfortunately, sometimes what happens is and it happens with both supplies, the new supply or the old supply, one of them may go back to the narcissist now. And I have heard this happen where the new supply leaves the narcissist, or a narcissist leaves the new supply and goes back to the first supply or an older supply, one in the chain of many, right? And the supply takes them back. You know why? Because sometimes the old supply blames the new supply, not the narcissist. They think that it's the new supply that is the reason for all of their problems. And they'll go back to the narcissist to be abused over and over and over again. And the sad thing that I have heard, and I just cannot even, I do understand it, but I cannot, or I wish that it didn't happen, where the supply will be a standard for the narcissist forever. And it doesn't matter how many times the narcissist will cheat on them or hurt them or leave them and run off with other people. That one old supply will keep taking them back. And it's just, to me, it's sad. It's devastating. It's tragic. It's a real horrible tragedy because, oh my gosh, this supply will take them back again and again and bash the new supply. They will come after you and act as if you're trying to tear us apart and you're the reason why we're apart. So if you're trying to find peace and you're trying to figure things out, and sometimes you're the older supply and you wish the new supply would contact you, it's possible that they will contact you. It's possible that an old supply will accept you when you contact them, and you can do a little bit of healing together. But generally, both parties are wounded by the narcissist. Both are swirling, and it takes years to recover. Sometimes it takes years to recover from narcissistic abuse. So it's really hard to trust somebody who is still very wounded, because, and especially if they still have a relationship with the narcissist, if they're still in contact with the narcissist and they check in for some reason together every year. It could be because they share children, or it's just that the old supply is still holding on and hopes that the narcissist will eventually return to them after they have gone off with multiple other people. And I've seen this happen. It's just, it crushes my heart, because I want people to be able to move on. And sometimes moving on means leaving the past in the past. Now, if you run into the old supply or new supply and you guys connect, sometimes it is freeing. Sometimes it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, it wasn't me. And you might get that. But even if you don't get that from the old supply or the new supply, whichever you are in the chain, I'm not sure. But if you're not getting it from one of their exes, you got to get it from yourself. You have to become more grounded in the truth. You have to learn that what went on with the narcissist, between you and the narcissist, continues in a cycle over and over and over again. But now you are free of it. And if the new supply does contact you, I hope that you would be able to talk to them, but be very careful about what you share with them, because you don't want to go too deep, too quickly, too soon. Remember, because that's what got you into trouble with the narcissist to begin with, and may get you back into trouble with the narcissist through the supply or ex that is contacting you now. But the good news, you guys, is that you are away from it. And we all don't feel so weird or so different, because I think we all at some point wish that we could talk to somebody who's had this experience, this abusive experience with our narcissist, and we could compare notes. We wish for that. But what I have seen, and this happens in friendships as well, what I have seen is that it becomes a triangulation, and the narcissist somehow still has a hold on the other supply, whether it's a friend or if it's a lover or if it's a coworker. Be very careful about bashing and smearing the narcissist or gossiping about them, seriously, because it's possible that they will find a way to get that information through the supply that's contacting you and trying to share with you and trying to commiserate with you. I've already seen one where the new supply contacted the ex-husband, and they got together and compared notes, and sure enough, they agreed about all the things that the narcissist was doing to the both of them. And guess what? The new supply is still trying to get the narcissist back. The reason I'm even telling you about all of this is because it turned out that each of them went back to her and told her what the other one had said. So this kind of goes to show you that you cannot trust those who are around the narcissist, committed to the narcissist, had been loyal to the narcissist at one point, because they may go back and become loyal again to that narcissist, especially a covert narcissist, which is what she is. So you guys, be careful if you try to get any confirmation going back to an ex. I know that it's hard to do, but you have to find peace within yourself. You have to find the answers for yourself and not from the exes of the narcissist. If you're looking for patterns and you're wondering if this is a cycle that the narcissist goes through, I'm here to tell you that it is. The narcissist has these patterns. They are going through these cycles. You're not the crazy one. In fact, you're so lucky and blessed to be out of there. And if one of their exes should contact you and ask for confirmation, I hope that you would say yes. Help them to see the truth. Help them to see that there are some unhealthy things that the narcissist is doing. Don't get into too much detail. Let them do all of the talking, if not most of the talking. And this actually would make you feel better. It actually validates you and is somewhat satisfying. Protect yourself and be careful of the things that you say. You don't want to be too trusting, too descriptive, but be kind and remember that you were once there. If you happen to be the one that reaches out to an ex of the narcissist, I hope that they will receive you well. I hope that they will validate for you the things that you have seen and that you're not going crazy. I hope that you're getting that here on these channels, and I hope that you're finding yourself again. So you guys, I hope that if this has been helpful, please subscribe, please comment, and please share the videos. Don't forget to like the video. That helps YouTube to do whatever algorithm they do with that and get this video out there. Blessings to you guys, and I wish you lots of health and wholeness and joy.